Pisces, welcome to your bonus in-depth reading. That is the 3-month overview. I hope you're well. I hope you are fabulous. We're going to take a moment to go over the word I'm using for you and all 12 signs. That way we're all on the same page. We'll open your reading today with taking a look at you for the month of January. 1. The Magician. Flowing into February. 2. The High Priestess, when we start to enter your season. Okay? And then March. 3. The Empress. Bottom row, those energies I like to look at for the 3-month overview, starting with the Sun, happiness. Long story short, are we happy, living it, loving it? Or perhaps our idea of the Sun is changing, very common, very normal. That's why I look at it. And then, of course, the Tower, anything unexpected over the next several months we should know about. Like always, take what resonates, leave it does not, but do keep in mind, what I'm looking at is largely future-oriented. So, back here in December, do you have an idea of what to expect over the next several months? Yeah, of course you do. But we're here to see the stuff we don't know about, and as much as the confirmation pieces. I should see a mixture of both. And then also, just to point this out because it might confuse some people, the point or subject of January may not necessarily be the point or subject of February, so on and so forth. When we do advanced readings like this, sometimes the story that I'm seeing is linear. One line of thinking, thought, action, belief, feeling. But other times I see it jump around from subject to subject, which is actually my preference because, again, I get to see a little bit more of what people are up to in a comprehensive way. My job, however, is to clarify the heck out of this thing so it makes sense to you, right? And you can figure out if you resonate. Okay, let's get going. Show me Pisces in January. Show me Pisces, please. January. I tell you, honey, it's a dreary day. Cold, rainy, cloudy. I hope it's not where you are, but the weather must, as it must. Show me Pisces in January. Okay. The Empress. Oh, 7 of Wands. Knight of Swords. 2 of Wands. The Hermit. 7 of Pentacles. You're looking at something very closely in January. You're looking at something very closely in January. You're like, I don't know about that. And you don't. You don't know. The Empress, 7 of Wands, Knight of Swords. You're listening. I'm not saying you have to. You're showing me that you are in January. So that means you didn't outright dismiss this. Oh, but baby, there's so much caution on it. Caution, caution, caution. Above all, you're saying, don't cross me. Okay, I'll listen. I'll listen. I'm listening. I'm listening. But P.S., don't cross me. Don't piss me off. But yeah, please, by all means, proceed. So, that's kind of you in the opening. Now, here's the thing. You're showing me sense of self-worth. That tells me right from the get-go, you're not going to do anything that you don't want to do. If you didn't think it was worth your time, you wouldn't be listening. You understand? Now, the Knight of Swords is the knight responsible for our thoughts, communication, action. So in the upfront, I see you listening. If you take action after that, that's up to you. It's most likely going to be based on what you hear. 2 of Wands, there it is. The decision, communication. The Hermit, 7 of Pentacles. Someone here is saying, I've given this situation a lot of thought. Okay. This is what I've learned from the situation. The Hermit suggests learning. 7 of Pentacles. Okay. There is the opportunity to work on a path. Now, you're showing me selectivity, okay, empowerment, the willingness to listen, and therefore make your judgments accordingly. Okay? What's being put forward to you is presented in a calm way, in a deliberate way. It's a proposal to walk a path, to put contribution or effort into it, to put your attention or focus back onto it, or why you should be involved. Okay. So far it's coming across preliminary, as a preliminary idea or concept that it's a workable idea, a function, a path. And you have the opportunity to address it, lend your energy to it. We'll see. Energy in this context, time, energy, effort, resources, attention, something. And the only thing you're willing to part ways with at this time is the willingness to listen. In January. But you're also saying caution. I'll listen. But just be careful with what you say, or how you say it or how you present. And I have to say, it's a very calm delivery. Okay. We'll leave it there. We'll push on that later. Let's take a look at you for February. Show me Pisces in February. Show me Pisces. I don't know. If I were to estimate, I'd say the first week of January. But it looks like quite a bit was leading up to it. Show me Pisces in February. Wheel of Fortune, the High Priestess, excuse me, Ace of Swords, okay, Ten of Cups, Temperance, oh good, Page of Swords, good, okay, there's something here about your inner circle, once more, Ten of Cups, family, friends, that's the most basic definition of it. Ten of Cups is kind of large scale like the Ten of Pentacles is, but it's at the emotional level. Okay, these are the most important people in your life whom you harmonize with. The idea is on a fairly regular basis. So, like I said, family, friends, and that can also include persons such as spouses, kids, lovers, boyfriends, girlfriends. The point is that they're active. Okay, active. When you look out upon the world, you know that they're there, offering in some way something that represents love and support and harmonization of those concepts. Okay? They're there for you. You're there for them. By February, something that has been on your mind about your inner circle eases considerably. Good. There was something there that was on your mind. And it's been on your mind for a long time. But you being who you are, the High Priestess, you said, if there's more resolve on that situation, I won't know until a later time. And you even said, even now, right now, this is where I have fun with tarot. Right now, while you're looking at this message in December, you told yourself you'll have a feeling that you'll know more about it in February. You were right. Hi. I'm talking to an intuitive person. I know I am. I know it because I felt it. I tuned into you the way you tune into me. Hopefully it'll be like that the rest of the reading, though. That would be cool. I love that. Doesn't happen all the time. Very nice. It's nice to connect to you. I like that. But you right now, even while you're looking at this, you had a feeling that situation will resolve more by February, and you even said probably no later than March. You're right. There's more peace there. Your inner circle is more harmonized. It looks like there's more relief there with the family and friends. It's a excuse me, I apologize, that's my list. It's a situation where you said it's confusing and we don't have answers. Okay? We're going to have to wait this one out. We'll have more information later. Temperance, healing's here, soothing effect. Yeah. So this could cover so much. I will push on this to clarify what the actual point of concern was. I do know it affects more than just you. Okay? The idea is that the confusion or frustration could affect many. So many had to be reassured. We'll know more later. And you had a feeling it would be around this time. Okay? So I'm happy to see that for you. Good. All right. Interesting stuff. Show me Pisces in March, please. Show me Pisces in March. Okay. the Hierophant, Page of Wands, Two of Cups, Page of Cups, Judgment, King of Pentacles. Oh, I see you making a really solid decision in March, and you feel good. Okay, your spiritual self seems satisfied. Your emotional self seems satisfied. I like that. I don't quite know what direction you opened up in. I just know that when you did, it felt right. It felt good. Something here in March, and it doesn't seem like it's a lot, but it feels good to you. There's a good decision here, the Hierophant, and there is a decision involved, Judgment. It's something you had to contemplate, particularly in terms of the rightness of self. Is this right for me? And can I stand by that? With the Hierophant there. Okay. And you're saying, you know what? I got to go with what I feel. So you're showing me a devotion to your emotional energies here in March. Okay. Page of Cups and Two of Cups. It's like, this is how I feel. And I stand by that. Okay. So I don't quite know what that is to you. It's actually beautifully done. It's subtle. It's very subtle. But I promise you, however it is you're opening up here in March, it's right on time. Page of Cups, Judgment, the King of Pentacles. It's right on time. Dead on bang. You are so intuitive. I know it's like, well, I'm Pisces. Don't take that for granted, honey. I know lots of water signs who just... they put their emotional selves first, not necessarily listening to themselves intuitively. Don't get me wrong. You have to be emotionally present to be intuitive. But if too much emotion gets in the way, we're actually blocking the good stuff. Okay, the intuitive self. So, knowing how to sort that out isn't exactly easy for some people. But you are actually naturally intuitive. You just have an inner way of knowing. Okay, it's not like you have a direct line of thought. I don't think, well, I'm so intuitive. No, it's something that you navigate by subtly, don't you? Okay, well, no different for you in March. I promise you it's right on time, King of Pentacles. I'm glad you did. You're glad you did. It was a good investment. It was a good thing to do for you emotionally, spiritually, and King of Pentacles. You seem to be satisfied. So, okay, well, I'm very curious about you today. We have a kind of a smorgasbord of activity for you. I like it. This was a very interesting piece because you just went in January. It's like you're... Careful how you talk to me. The Empress, you whipped your Empress out. So you have an official side in you that says or speaks to productivity, empowerment. I can be firm, but I'm willing to listen. Okay, that's more the Empress energy. And whatever this is, wants to know if you're in agreement or in alignment to a particular constructive pathway. I think it depends on what's in there. And over here, what looks like perhaps a family concern that bothered you or troubled you internally, but outwardly you said, you know what, guys, time will tell. You had a feeling it's going to show up in February. Yeah, it did. And then March. I like your heart has such a beautiful natural conviction here. And I'm telling you, whatever it is you open up to is right on time. Okay. That's quite simple. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. It's lovely. I like yours. I like the way it's mapping out. Oh, yeah. There you are, underlined. It's good to see you. Okay. Oh, you know what the word around the astrological fire camp has been, right? So what is it that just exited Pisces? Saturn. Okay. It's still in that transit. It's in its final stages of exiting your sign. And we'll be moving into Aries. February 13th. So, long story short, moving out of the depths of the emotion, any transitional work that was pretty heavy for the past 2 or 3 years, it's time to wrap that up. And move things forward under new energies and strengths and attitudes and beliefs. And but yeah, some of you might be feeling that and frankly relieved. you know? I think the sequence of that particular energy has been in place since March 2023. Yes, March 2023. Saturn, which is a critical planetary alignment. Yeah, it's been in Pisces since March 2023. So yeah, I can see that kind of feeling for you, that things might be tidying up. All right. Feeling more aligned with oneself, assertive, solid, on sure footing. Okay. Show me the sun, please, for Pisces. Ten of Wands, Three of Cups, the Six of Swords. Okay. Fascinating. There's something here that represents success in an unexpected way. The sun, it's not something that you would thought you would be happy about, but indeed it is. Six of Swords, Three of Cups, Ten of Wands. It looks like at long last some of you have achieved a sense of warmth or completion on having moved away on a difficult subject. That you no longer put yourself in a position to line up to it, to give it attention, time, energy, effort. Like you don't feel the driving need to connect to it anymore, or correct it, or make it feel correct. You're saying that's been a huge relief for you. For a while, you had immense pressure, Ten of Wands, Three of Cups, to keep something together emotionally. And you've made a lot of progress in Six of Swords and leaving that pressure behind and being okay with it. Allowing yourself to be okay with it. You're saying that feels so much better. So it's not really so much happiness here, but it's relief. Like, Christina, I learned to let this go. It's not my responsibility. It's not my job. I'm not meant to keep this together and make myself feel good about it. And I'm glad. I know that's proving to be unexpected joy for you, but for you it's probably coming across as progress. Like real progress, and you're happy. Because that tells me then, once upon a time, you probably thought the sun meant happiness for you was in a dedicated effort to keep bringing something together that was impossible. Like, I can make this happy, I can make this happy, I can make this happy. So that was an incorrect sun. The more you tried to keep it together, the more miserable it made you. Am I right? And then the Six of Swords, when you stopped participating in that, trying to force this thing to come together, you probably started to feel kind of a sweet, calm, relieving sort of feeling, yeah? So yeah, it's an unexpected sun, but I think you can feel the benefit of it now, right? Is to know when to just leave things alone. If it doesn't want to come together naturally, freely, of its own accord, then just leave it alone. It's not on me. It shouldn't be a pressure for me. It shouldn't be a responsibility for me. And the Three of Cups could be anything in this context. It doesn't tell me too much. So actually, let's keep shuffling. You might tell me more. But anything that has to do with a social emotional dynamic at this point, you already told me you have a large inner circle. You know? And as someone who naturally has that value, you're going to be that person who does their best to keep everybody together, happy, healthy, functioning. You know, so that could be any darn thing. Hell, it could apply to a situation at work where you felt extremely responsible for bringing something together over and over again in a happy, happy way. And that just weren't happening. For some of you, it could represent that. As some people strongly identify as the one being responsible for keeping things together at work, in the family. Who knows? I don't know if that's one dynamic. It could be multifunctional. It could be that it represents a situation, because Six of Swords suggests we leave something behind. So that could be the metaphor for a situation that you just had to learn to let go of. Stop participating in it. But when you did, when you allowed yourself to leave it alone, probably after years of inconsistency, feels good, doesn't it? You know? So I don't know. I'm curious about that, but the thing is, up until a certain point, you would never have thought that would have been a form of happiness for you, right? Pisces just know when to leave things the hell alone. And that's one of the consequences when our emotions get in the way of the intuitive process. You had probably, if you think about it, If you think about it, whatever that situation is, did you allow your emotions to get in the way of what you intuitively felt about it? That's an example. You have to be a person of emotional presence, have intuition, but there's times when it can get in the way. Okay? All right. Anything else, please, about that sun? I'm curious. Oh, okay. Page of Swords, Three of Wands, the World. Oh, yeah. Oh, honey, no. No, boo-boo, no. Oh, no. Page of Swords, Three of Wands, the World. That shit was supposed to close out a long time ago. You know that, right? Yeah. It was a cycle that wanted to close itself out. And you're like, I'm not going to let that happen. Not on my watch. Not on Pisces' watch. So you probably put yourself in a position where a cycle was trying to close. And you're like, I'm putting my foot in the door, putting my foot in. Like, come on. You don't really want to close it out. So I don't know what the situation is. It could be anything I just described, but you would know best. It seems to me the more you move away from it, pull away from it, the lighter the feeling gets. It's not your responsibility. It never was. It should not be that darn hard to keep something together. That tells me, yeah, that makes perfect sense. That wanted to close out. And you're like, I don't know if I can accept that as the answer. But, honey, it wasn't an answer. It was a solution. You know? That's a good lesson for you, and that's a light lesson. I don't know how much work you put into that, but hopefully that was a light lesson for you. Just know when to let things go. Page of Swords, Three of Wands, the World. Oh, honey, no. 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 Man, we gotta let that go. I see where you cast the eye on it, and Three of Wands over some period of time. You had hoped. But no. Yeah, too much. That was too much. Too much distance from this. Too much forcing the energy. Too much forcing the issue. No. Okay. No. That's all I can keep saying to that is no. But I think we know this now. And like I said, that sun's out for you in an unexpected way. And it looks like, if I were to hazard a guess, yeah, you understanding that this is really complete, and that sense of relief washing over you, that you don't have to deal with that anymore, or that you're no longer, let me rephrase that, you are no longer putting yourself in a position to deal with this anymore. You never had to, but you did. And you're like, oh no, I get it now. Here more so towards the end of the year. So the world here is auspiciously aligned to World's End, where we finish out the year and we open a new one. Literally, it's an approximation to this time of year. Okay, so there's something here about ending the year lighter, much lighter. And it's going to allow you to enter the new year with a sense of lightness. Okay? That's good. Good. So I know that's an unexpected sun. It really is. I know some people have to learn about their happiness the hard way. Learning to let things go. Dropping unnecessary responsibility that should never have been yours to begin with. These are unexpected sources of happiness, and that's absolutely true. In order to understand what makes you happy, sometimes you have to figure out the hard way what doesn't make you happy. Okay? You know, without darkness, how can you appreciate the idea of light? Okay? And if it's bright all the time, you'd never known, right, that you could have shadow and shade and respite. You need both. Anyway, I think that's interesting. It's gentle, but goodness knows, I don't know how much time you put into it. But I'm glad that you are showing me relief now, and that you're learning to enjoy that relief. That makes me happy for you. Okay. The Tower, please. Anything unexpected for Pisces over the next several months? Judgment. Oh. Eight of Swords. Five of Pentacles. Oh, okay. Good. Finally, you receive some much-needed insight on that very subject. All right. That abandonment isn't necessarily a dirty little word. All things in life have pros and cons. All things. Tarot, energy, people. Pros and cons everywhere. Abandonment. I'd be like, yeah, but what about Five of Pentacles? I bet that doesn't have any pros. Yes, it does. Like I said, knowing when to leave something the hell alone. Stop trying to force the issue. Stop trying to build into it. Stop trying to make repairs. You couldn't say that for a long time. You were insistent on this one, and then boom, you had some really strong insight there. Finally, at last, something broke there for you. Something broke through for you. The noise and the conflict, and I can't imagine that. I can't imagine that. Yeah. You're showing me where you did not listen to your intuition on this subject for a long time. Okay. King of Cups, the Moon, you, Two of Wands. Yeah, there it is, baby. There it is. Right there. That's you. King of Cups, the Moon, Two of Wands. At some point you asked yourself, why am I doing this? What am I trying to get from this? How does this benefit me? How does this show or demonstrate love for myself? Just let it go, Pisces. Why are we doing this? Is this for pride? What is this? I'm curious about your motivation as well, other than the fact that you have the huge respect and value system of your inner circle. So if whatever this is was trying to leave represents that, I could see where you're like, nope, we can get them to stay. You don't have to walk away mad. We don't have to walk away angry. We don't have to walk away with an abandoned project. We don't have to. So your reasons for keeping this together and making things, let's call it for what it is, extremely hard on yourself. You didn't see it that way. You probably thought it was a good thing, right? Except the results kept proving otherwise. This was not for you to keep bringing together. Did you still want this connections or the situations, love and approval? I got to keep it together. I got to demonstrate that value. Oh, honey, it wasn't for you to demonstrate. I don't know what that is. You didn't exactly say it was a person per se. You said it was a situation where you found yourself time and again trying to keep it together. You've learned to let it go now, more so than ever before. And you know what kind of broke up the activity for you was this glorious moment of insight. Why am I doing this? What is my motivation exactly? Is it really the worst thing if this thing breaks away from me? Is it really the worst thing? And you're right. Is it really the worst thing if they think poorly of me or I don't have their love and approval anymore? It seems to me if it was authentically part of my inner circle, I would have that already. And it wouldn't be trying to leave. Right. Breakage, abandonment, was that really the worst thing with this, or is that its natural course? Yeah, there's something about that to this cycle. I think it ran its natural course. And you were so resistant to that. Which, bless you, it speaks to your superpower, but also your kryptonite. This kind of pressure you have. To love yourself, well, rather to love others as much as you love yourself, or try to. I remember I did a Pisces reading for you not too long ago. It wasn't an in-depth. I don't think it was an in-depth. Wasn't it in-depth? Maybe it was the last in-depth. It was a month ago, roughly. Where I was like, good for you. You're learning to let this person go. This one's different. But now you see the benefits of it. And I know that people were screaming, but I don't want to. Why won't they stay? See, that's that Piscean spirit that's still involved. Okay? The side of you where you see it as a pro can also be your con. Okay? I mean, people were screaming at me. And the Pisces that were in tune with that reading said, dude, let them go. You got to learn that. They don't want to be there. And I might get similar feedback. I don't want to let them go. Why won't they stay? They're not yours to keep. Or the situation. Be it a person or a situation or a circumstance, it's not yours to keep. Anything that's trying to close out a cycle that hard, believe it. Be it a situation at work or a connection with the person, whatever. Remember, abandonment is not the worst thing. I know it seems like it is. It's like you just desperate for them to know, I have not abandoned you. Whatever that situation is would already know that. So why are you trying to keep them? or keep the situation for you. I don't think you fully understand that, or at least at some point you didn't. And then it dawns you, how much energy am I spending trying to keep this together? And why is that? Is that me because I'm terrified of abandonment? Because whatever that situation is, sure as hell doesn't seem to be at odds with the idea of breakage at all. So where's that coming from? Oh, it's me. Me and my loyal heart for what you do. Remember, it works both ways. Okay? So, I'm sorry you had such a strong realization, but also no, I'm not. It's what allowed the activity to generate you allowing to let this go and be at peace with it. And when that happened, guess what? Sun came out. It's like this for you. Okay. It's not really abandonment when a cycle just needs to close the hell out. And now my energy and efforts can change and I can get back more into my intuitive self. And that's right. That's right. Get back in touch with your intuitive self. You're darn right. So this is happening in succession. Okay? This moment of judgment, I would call it clarity. Your tower, your insight, is leading into the new year. So I would mark it as perhaps a full moon or two ago. No more than that. And it's leading you into present day energies of the sun and happiness and relaxing. Okay? Let me know if that's true for you. We've had a couple of powerful moons. There was the supermoon in Gemini for December, which we still have or still under the effect of. And then there was the supermoon under Taurus, and that was November something. Yeah, there's a lot of powerful moon energy, and I would hazard a guess that's when your tower actually started and it built up and rolled over into present day. So not all towers are instantaneous. I know that they look like they are, but sometimes they play out in terms of effect. But I promise you this, it was right on time. Okay? And right on time, I'm saying it'll allow you to enter the new year with a sense of peace over this and not feeling conflicted anymore. And not feeling pressured anymore to keep it together. You don't have to. And when you think about it, honestly, you never had to. But tell that to the person who's in it at the time, okay? It's not going to keep your heart from trying. All right. Now, okay. It's so weird about timing. I will look up and I'll be like, oh no, maybe 20 minutes. Boom. 30 some odd minutes. And for other people, I was like, oh, no, surely I've spent 50 minutes already. Nope. 20. I never know. And that's the whole thing with proper tarot reading. You really do lose track of time. And that's a good thing in my opinion. But one of the reasons I had to stop doing in-depths so often. Because honestly, these guys, oh my gosh, I'm pushing an hour and a half. Shoot. That's a whole podcast episode for some people. People have asked me about that, Let's just start a podcast channel for tarot. It's like, honey, I'd never set up. I don't know. No, I'd be exhausted, honey. People have no idea. The thing is, it's incredibly easy to start a podcast. That doesn't mean it's good. And what kind of podcast? Where it's audio only, or where people prefer YouTube, where it's audio and visual? And that creates a whole other bracket of experiences and woes and challenges, and you have to start hiring people. And I'm like I said, if I ever do anything that requires me to start hiring people, it's not for me. If I can't do the work solo, I'm not doing it. Guys, no. I don't. I like to retain my independence. But yeah. Anyway, Justice. Let's pull some cards for you. Knight of Pentacles, Justice, Ten of Pentacles. Okay, good job there. Well done. For many of you, your ongoing endeavor, as always, is to do the best you can for your foundation. So not just your Ten of Cups at this point, but your foundation. You're like, this is a critical priority for me. It has never not been. It's well done. You will continue on in this path. Well done. You've done an outstanding job here for you and yours. So it's not just your personal home, career, and finances. It's also whomever benefits from your direct effort, which has been slow, careful, well, very carefully planned. Some might even say plotted, but you took your time. You will continue to do outstanding things, and you will be rewarded in return. Okay? Some of you are very, very involved in your 3D world. Okay, once more, you're not just the sole benefit of your efforts. Other people are too. In fact, this is an outstanding point of pride for some of you in terms of justice, scales, karma. I always do or try to do what's right for my foundation. Continue on. No need to fix what ain't broke. Now, that makes me curious then about your opening here in January, where you whipped out that Empress energy real quick and said, be careful how you talk to me with your idea here. So I see you listening, but cautiously. It makes me wonder then, is this a proposition for you to line up to work on the pathway? Perhaps this person's? Is this a team-up effort? What is this? Well, you may not know yet. It doesn't arrive till January. But continue on. This is absolutely glorious. So automatically, whatever's being presented here in January, if it runs contrary to your principal goals of foundation and doing not just spiritually what's correct for you, but at this point, technically and legal, you're very by the book. So if whatever this is that's proposed to you is anything other than that, well, you may not do it. But you would know Two of Pentacles is in reverse. Ooh. Conditions. Oh, I love conditions. Tell me about conditions. I love that because, people really start giving me definitions. Ooh, I love that. To answer a popular question, do you read reversals? If it flies out like that, you're damn right I do. Knight of Swords and Two of Pentacles in reverse. And that's fine. Remember, as someone who sees things as both forwards and backwards, I don't need to see the cards in reverse. That's why. If you can read correctly, you get it when something is in the opposite direction. Okay. Reversals visually are really for people who are looking at it. Knight of Wands and the Empress. Yeah, that's you. I know who you are now. All right. We got you down. You are naturally just really, you got some lovely energy there. You can produce. Honey, you can produce some quality stuff. The way you see it is a point of correctness. Something that's very high on your value systems. Excellent. I love when people show me their values. But looking at you personally, you thrive. You love this environment. You've gone out of your way to build it. It does right by you. You're a high-quality producer. You're a high flyer. Love it. Knight of Swords, Two of Pentacles. Guess what you just showed me? The Knight of Swords, Two of Pentacles. There is a particular term and condition here for which you will not consider. If it's confusing, if what's being proposed here is confusing, inconsistent, or frankly, non-profitable, or it requires you to put in too much work, more than you already do, you're like, no. It's like, I already do enough. I know my worth, and you do. If you're the Emperor, Empress, you know your worth. And you live up to that worth every darn day, so it's not like you're not doing enough. You are doing plenty, my friend. You know that. All right, so whatever this is, I like the approach. It is calm. It is thoughtful. Hey, Pisces, let's talk about that pathway. Yours is already quite established. So I don't know who this is, but I like the approach. It's quite calm. I want to talk to you about it. I have an idea. And you're saying, once more, if it's responsibilities that are not congruent with yours, if it's too difficult, if it's too busy, because mind you already do enough, if it's too confusing, or if I have to start this project for you and define shit for you, the answer is going to be no. Now, please proceed. So given that criteria, you're letting them know very very clearly what it is you will and will not do. So I don't know who that hermit is to you. Virgo energy doesn't have to be, like I said, it's calmly delivered. As Seven of Pentacles, they have some ideas about the path, the 3D path specifically. Eight of Cups, I gotta be honest with you. I'm not saying you have to. I'm saying this is not exactly thrilling you. It's not. You gave me some good definition to work with, which is essentially for you. It's not for me, it's really for you. You have some really strong definitions here about what you will partner with, or what ideas you will take to, or how the pathway will be cultivated and shaped. You want to know, you defined yours. Okay? And you play it to the letter. So whatever this is going outside of your value system. And once more, that's been very defined by you. This is outside, it seems, of your value system. So while it's proposed well, beautifully, I would even say thoughtfully, you ain't shaking to it. Eight of Cups, I see you nonplussed. You listened. You did your bit. You said you would listen. You listened. So I don't know who that is to you. I don't know. I feel like this is someone we know. And they want you to consider a path. But you're saying it's not mine. I'm not into it. Okay? I'm not into it. Two of Wands. Oh! 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 It's that one. Well, my goose is cooked. Oh my. So, King of Wands, Five of Pentacles. That's a bit cheeky. A little bit. Oh, no wonder it's presenting to you. I was going to say humble, but I wasn't quite sure if the word fit. It's humble. I said very polite, not pushy. It's humbled. Oh, it's humbled, is it? Oh. This is the one you spent, I don't know how long, freaking out trying to keep it together. You tried to keep it under your graces, your energies, your good sense of work and direction and flow, emotionally, and then also 3Ds. You tried to protect it, keep it in the group, keep it in the realm for I don't know how long. Could represent a business partner, a contract, a family member, a friend, whatever. There's a little bit of crossover here between I'm trying to offer you my umbrella protection. 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles. Okay. I want to keep you in the fold, and you had to get square with yourself about where that motivation was coming from. Okay. I can see you're not accustomed to letting things go or letting things down, or how you might perceive them as a failure. And that's coming from unnecessary emotional pressure within you because you don't like the idea of abandonment. Okay? It had nothing to do with the real situation for what it was. It wanted to exit. It was cycling out. And the day you let it go is the day you started to feel peace. You no longer felt that pressure, which was never yours. So, of course, so I saw you not taking to this. And for a water sign, 8 of Cups on a business deal, normal. I'm not into it. You can't emotionally invest. That means you're not taking it seriously in the 3D world either. The Hanged Man, 5 of Pentacles, King of Wands. There it is. Whoever this is wants to kind of very humbly readjust the path and see if they can get back on it with you. Oh. Yeah. You know what's interesting? I'm not seeing a big emotional display. You kind of covered most of that for me in terms of you understanding your role, which is good. I want to see things from your point of view, why you felt the need to keep it together. So I don't really know what their emotional motivation is, except that it is 3D pathway. Perhaps they missed the consistency. Perhaps they missed the stability. It's like they're not asking for too much, but they want to know if they can get back on the path with you and kind of rework themselves into the good books or the stable path with you. Because you're the person to do it with, right? You're the person. You're that Pisces. They work so hard to get out from underneath your umbrella of protection. And now they're proposing to get back on it. It's done so very gently. I said very politely. I went out of my way to say that because that's the impression. And I get it. It's more humble than humbled. They couldn't make it on their own. Or the situation or circumstance that this represents at the metaphorical level, if it's not a connection direct one-to-one person, they couldn't do it on their own. The situation couldn't do it on their own. Couldn't hack it. But I'm not seeing emotional complexity of sorrow, regret, or sadness. To your credit, once more, you didn't immediately dismiss it, and by all rights, you could have. I see that now. You had just learned to let this go, and it wants to know if it gets back on the path. So, I don't know how long it's been trying to exit. Okay, I have my suspicions. Like I said, I would date it back humbly, if I might, to the past couple of moons. And you learning to let it go and stop trying to figure out how to make it work. And just as you accept it, they want to know. I don't think they feel they can accomplish a path without you or your effort. It makes me wonder what their endeavors were like. Did they really try? Or were their thinking incorrect, or were they delusional? I don't know. Because the Hermit, they're coming back wiser for wear. I know that. Okay, so you did see it as too much, where you would have to do all the work and take on too much to get them back in, or I don't know what it is, but you saw it as like it's the responsibility of trying to make it fit. Juggling it's not yours. You don't want to do it. So I see you emotionally detached from it, but you did listen. And here's the thing, to your credit, 2 of Wands, there it is, see? Yeah, 5 of Pentacles, right there. Hanged Man, somewhere in there in that mess. I know, my tarot table gets so messy with the end-ups, and that's just the point of my reality. But yeah, no, I think you remind them of that. I think you remind them that firmly. So I'm not really saying that as passion. I'm saying it more as compassion, which is nice of you. You made your decision with the space and authority of the Empress, and your presentation is that of the King of Wands and 2 of Wands. It's a reminder. Remember, you were so adamant about leaving the fold and my umbrella. You got to own that decision. You know? I don't know. I'm guessing perhaps you made life real easy for them. But they learned a couple of things, perhaps about how hard it is. Okay, that's enough of that. All right. Overall, amazing here. You know what? You're not making them eat crow. I know what that looks like too. You might feel that on the inside, but I don't think you're taking any joy from it. I don't. I think you're showing me kind of firm compassion. Well, this is what you wanted, so it's probably best, you know? I spent a lot of time trying to keep you here with us, or whatever the situation is, and I understand now that was my mistake. You got to do what's right for you. You did, and I think you can continue to do so. Yeah, I mean, you could have I told you so coming, but I just don't see that in you, honey. I don't see that in you. I see you see the good and letting this go and being at peace with it. I think you want to continue to maintain that stance. I don't see you being cold. I don't see you being heartless. It's like this is how it is. You got it. Dig deep. You got strength. You don't need me. You made that clear. I'm the one who took forever to figure that out. You don't need me. Right? But if you have any thoughts about I told you so, or anything like, you're keeping it to yourself. You're actually being very upright about it. Head high, that kind of thing. Okay. All right. Now, that sense of ease here in the family dynamic, the inner circle, that thing you knew about February-ish, leading into March, we'll have some clarity there, and it'll put me at peace, at them at peace, the 8 of Swords, the confusion, Fool, Page. Yep, there it is, right there. Dang it. Confusion's cleared up, the stress. I understand it's outstanding stress. The Emperor, what about it? Okay. 7 of Cups. Someone's feeling better by February. That's it. There was an intense frustration and fear around this subject, again, within the inner circle. Someone's feeling better. Okay? You would know. They're feeling better, and there's still valid concern within the inner circle, but I also see how the pressure is lightening up. Okay? We're talking partial, perhaps full sense of recovery, or one's recovered sense of health, I believe. You even had a feeling, we'll know more about that later, and you were right. And there it is. One of the reasons why the increase was growing is that somebody didn't want to address it until they knew more. Okay. There was outstanding silence on the subject for a while. But with Temperance here, Ten of Cups, time has passed. That's what I think somebody here didn't want to make any premature calls. They wanted to know that they were actually feeling better. So hopefully that can help bring some of the pressure down. Okay. That's good. That is very good. I'm very pleased to hear that. Okay. All right. Now, all right, actually, let's go ahead and put them all back. The only thing we haven't really pushed is March. When I say your heart, your beautiful, kind of spiritually open heart, address some sort of emotional union, and it means a lot to you. Okay? It was a good call. It was a good judgment call. King of Pentacles, too. March. You're glad you made that call. You're glad you made that decision. You're glad you're invested in your emotionality and said what you've been feeling, I believe. As to about what, I have no clue. Or to who, possibly. Let's see, Pisces, a little more in March, please. I know. Oh, of course, the Empress, although I don't think we need her at this point because you told me who you are. You don't have to be female to identify with the Empress. It's the energy, okay? Page of Wands in reverse. Nine of Pentacles. No nervousness. Eight of Wands. Oh, shut up. It's just, yeah, you are talking to someone in March. It's deliberate. No nervousness. No nervousness, which I think is very interesting. And that's fine. The pages, they have so much energy anyway. The Page of Wands in reverse. No nervousness. No false energies, I don't think, around that. But also, for some of you, minor interpretation, you're doing your best to not demonstrate any passion or around that energy. It's like I have something to say and I want to say it clearly, and I'm trying not to involve my passion itself, even if it's in the smallest of ways. That could also explain why you're showing me the absence of nerve, is because I don't want to be nervous. I don't need to be nervous. I'm not involving fire. I'm not. I have words to someone who you see as the Nine of Pentacles, someone who is strong, independent, someone who is stand up, do right, can take care of business in their own world too. Someone who's also competent. Okay, we just our words are taking a straight line right to them. They're flying through. It's someone who is very. I know that Nine of Pentacles isn't you. You already told me who you are. Yeah. This is someone of individuation. They can stand on their own 2 feet. They've created their own gardens too. Okay. Anything else? Something tells me you don't talk to people that you don't want to talk to. All right. Oh, the High Priestess. You know. Some of this might take place over February. For others of you, it will take place over March. It's a bleed-through effect. Okay? They wanted to show me the importance of certain subjects, but this one absolutely qualifies between February and March. This conversation. You will know when the timing is right because you will be glad that you did. My judgment. But yeah, you're saying they're intuitive too. You believe they are. Ten of Wands. Heaviness. Why heaviness? Goodness me, your spiritual self. You might have some really strong Taurus in there. Goodness me, look at that. When those two speak the same language, it's amazing. It's not always the case. They are different points of spiritual reference. The Hierophant. Everything has a kind of counterpart in tarot, for the most part. These two are each other's counterparts. They're both spiritual nature. That's their real function. The Hierophant suggests, I believe because this is what I know to be true. The High Priestess says, I believe based on what I feel, not necessarily what I know. It's hints, it's subtlety. Okay? You have both. I see how you kind of use a little bit of both. And you're saying, I feel that this will be hard for me. You're saying this will be hard for me. I feel that. But also I believe in it too. I believe in myself. I believe in my convictions, my own sense of personal beliefs. So whatever that communication is, by March, not only do you feel it's correct, that you understand it won't be easy, but that you stand by your words. Okay? Something here in March. I see you addressing someone in particular. You're saying, at least at the intuitive level, they're like you. Okay? All right. Different Ten of Wands, isn't it? Very different. It's a different kind of heaviness around this kind of sense of spiritual dread at fulfilling our own sense of destiny, fulfilling that decision, feeling it, feeling the timing of it, feeling the weight of it. It's different. Like I said, it's a different kind of judgment. It's time. Time. It's time. Time has caught up to you, my friend. That's where that sense of heaviness is coming from. Sorry, I heard some lyrics from the song Possession by Sarah I can't say her name. McLaughlin? Sarah McLaughlin? It's classic. It's a great song. I'm not saying it's like that. It's not creepy or possessive. It's just this idea of something is caught up to me time-wise. And I feel it now more than ever before. And there's that sense of pressure because you know it's time. I'm not saying you have to. I'm not saying, Pisces, you have to do this. I'm saying for the Pisces I'm looking at back here at this reading, you know it. You know it in your soul. You know it in your soul, but when it's delivered, I promise you it's on time and to the right person. And yes, it represents a tender spot in you. Oh, see, there's that nervousness there with the Page of Wands, but you said, I'm not going to show that. I'm not going to show that. Oh, okay. So the attractive energy is there. And we're trying not to show that, right? It's not about the attraction. It's not about passion. It's not. Yeah, you're right. No, I'm not saying that's not real and valid. Of course, you experience that. That's not what you're trying to put at the forefront. What you're trying to put at the forefront is the validity, okay? Your belief, your emotional conviction, and your words. So that adds a layer of intensity that you're trying to light. No, it's not about that, okay? I'm not saying it doesn't affect you. Of course it affects you. It's a soul one too. Well, of course it fucking is. Why wouldn't it be? So this is someone whom you shared a history with. And by history, it doesn't have to necessarily have gone into the realm of intimacy as in romanticism. It might have for some of you. For others of you, this is someone whom you've known a long time and time has caught up to you, particularly in your heart. And you just had a feeling February to March was going to be that time. And open up and express yourself. And it's precious. So it's a little bit more than the Two of Cups. Like I said, I saw a tender spot in you that you stand by. I didn't know exactly what that meant to you. It looks like you're using your words with them for the first time, perhaps in a long time. I don't quite know. But yeah, you two go way back, and there's a sweetness there. You've shared many memories like you have cups. And by that I mean literally cups. You try mine, I try yours. You two have a unique, perhaps, language that only you two understand. And by that I mean a way of talking to each other that's different. You wouldn't confuse them with anyone else. No way. Not a chance in hell. Right? Yeah, that's that specialness, that's the uniqueness. Other than that, they're not telling me too much, except perhaps that they are very independent and capable, like you. That you have a deep emotional need and a pressing point to speak to them February, March. And that you'll be glad that you did. Okay? It could be the way around. I'm just not saying it that way, guys. Queen of Swords, Oh, okay, so that's a decision. Oh, yeah, that's a decision, all right. Queen of Swords, Seven of Wands, Six of Wands. It's like, don't sow that. Man, I tell you what, you can exercise some will, you can exercise some discipline. You said, I made that decision that if I talk to them, I'm not gonna talk about the fiery stuff. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not, flattery within reason. Energy that is expressive but within reason. So will it always be like that? I don't know. But the immediate language suggests appreciation of the connection. I was hoping I could talk to you. Something like that. Okay. All right. I just know that your Hierophant came out twice and said this is something I need to take care of. Okay? I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. I like that. But just like your opening right here, you have some strict terms and conditions of what you will and will not do. And you said on the upfront, I won't show that particular set of energies. Okay. Alrighty, let's get to the oracles. Oh, I haven't gotten your oracles yet, and I'm over an hour. Well, that's all right. Yours took me places today. We covered a wide variety of subjects. This was amazing. I love your read. Okay. Yes, perfect timing. Right on time. Right on time. Once it's all in your tower. Okay. The willingness to understand why you need to let this go, and then perfect timing. Like I said, over here, you'll be glad that you did. February, March. Perhaps then, while we are in your season, listen to your intuition. Yes, indeed. As we've seen with you several times. I like how you navigate back and forth between the intuitive self and the Hierophant self. That's one. It's lovely, actually. But yeah, perfect timing. Well done. All right. I might call your reading that perfect timing. That tells me you were meant to struggle with this a little bit. You needed to struggle with it and keeping it together and understand why later. Because by the time it comes back, you'll know that you don't want it on your path anymore. Or to support it. Or that you're no longer in that place of desperation, doing whatever it takes to keep it in place. You're no longer that Pisces. Hollow bone, teachability, 28, Einstein. Teachability. I know it's like giving off that earth energy, therefore inflexible. On the contrary, you're never too old to learn something. Some of you might consider yourself very set in your ways, but you're not done learning everything. 28, hollow bone, teachability. Some of you sing the tune, you sing the song, and you guide others. It still applies to you too. You're still being guided by things you do understand and things you don't understand. It's a combination of the two. 62, will-o-wisp, treasures hidden in the shadows. Yes, yes, you had to learn some scary things, but they are treasures indeed. Okay? Connect to someone who actually appreciates your effort. Unmarked trail, revelation. You have done a lot of path discovery on your lifetime. You have brought so much together and learned things the hard way. Unmarked trail, revelation. I don't know what it is that you do exactly. It might have been a pre-existing trail, but it had shit for definition. You've really made it your own. And others rely upon you. I see that. And it's someone else's time to rely upon themselves. And in future, if you invite anyone onto that path, may they be more like you. Okay? Who appreciate it, who knows what it's like. And I think that's why you talk to them. So not only are they a soul bond, they would understand. Okay? 57, 62, 28. Jump in. Protect. Okay, well, that was a modest jump, but I think the idea is that you need to protect yourself from that situation or person that would just kind of jump back into it. Okay. Open up, reassess. You were willing to listen and to reassess, and you didn't like what you heard, and I understand that. So the next time you show alignment, may it be for the right situations, people, circumstances, etc. Know what aligns with you at the end of the day. Okay? All right. Yes. We have P, J, F, T, and one medallion, that of Capricorn. We will enter Capricorn season on the 21st, which also puts us in the position of the winter solstice. Yeah, I know. Yeah. That would be a short turnaround, it seems. How long have you been trying to get them back into the fold? I can't tell. I think you had a deepening registry of the experience, I want to say, by one of the moons, the last moons, supermoons. We've had 2, maybe 3 back-to-back supermoons at this point. It's like, just as you really appreciate the value in letting it go and understanding that fight was coming from within you about your abandonment issues and how you hate it, and seeing the situation for what it is and letting it go, just when you get at peace with it, it seems like they turn around and ask if they can be included again. Or the situation, circumstance, can you pick up where you left off? No. You're not the same. And you shouldn't be. That's a really, in my eyes, kind of a tight turnaround, so please be aware of that. I'll see you being most at peace with it soon. Capricorn season. This comes through January, the opportunity to reassess. We will still be in Capricorn season until about mid to late January. Just when you let it go, it comes back, eh? So I can see why you're firm with it. You should be. But I don't see you being malicious about it either. It's like, by the time this opportunity comes around for you to say, I told you so, or something like that, any sort of energy that feels like that, you don't want to. You don't want to. Okay. I don't know. I didn't see much more on their emotional motivation or anything like that, except for the fact that they still see the path as workable, doable, that it can be calm, it can be peaceful. And it's like, where was that thinking or whatever? How long ago? So, you know. It doesn't guarantee any more about love and affection or anything like that if that's what it's being connected to. And it doesn't mean any more profitability if it's a business thing. But it doesn't prosper. You're the Empress with the 10 of Pentacles. Prosperity, thriving, that is your business. And you said this is not that anymore. Be it a personal connection or a 3D activity or a combination of the two. It does not suit. Pisces, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well.